As of right now, the San Antonio Spurs have missed the playoffs for the 6th consecutive year in a row. But I want to rewind back to 2014 when we last won the NBA Finals. The 2014 Spurs, known as one of, if not the best team in NBA history. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive on this team in the season and see why they were so dominant and why they won the ultimate revenge in the NBA Finals. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe. And with this all out of the way, cue the intro. So before we even go over what happened in the 2014 season, we need to rewind back to the 2013 finals, where the San Antonio Spurs were a few seconds away from winning, but we all know what happened. Ray Allen hits that shot on us, and they go force a Game 7 and win in Game 7. And this was a devastating loss for the team at the time, because the Spurs had never lost the finals up until this point. But Coach Pop had his team watch the film of Game 6 and 7 at training camp that offseason, and then he went over and said, okay, we could have done this better, we could have done that better. And then in the offseason, they signed Marco Bellinelli and re-signed Thiago Splitter to a contract to keep him on the team. In the 2014 season, the Spurs started off hot, and they ultimately finished the year with a 62-20 record, the league best, first in the West too, and their style of play was something beautiful. It was called beautiful basketball for a reason, passing up a good shot for a better shot, and Coach Pop made them pass the ball a lot so they can get wide open shots and so they could trick that defenses. By the way, I love this style of coaching since I coach basketball, so this is what I like teaching my students and players to do. And this year was also the season where Kawhi Leonard started to make his name known. Timmy, Tony, and Monty were still playing at an elite level, even for their ages, but Tony Parker was still in his prime at this point. And not to mention the role players like Danny Green, Patty Mills, Thiago Splitter, Boris DL, Marco Bellinelli. No one was afraid to make a good shot, like, in the toughest moments. This roster was like such a deep team, and I still think it is one of the deepest teams in NBA history. I think if they went against like the last year's Celtics, I think it'd be a pretty good match to watch. The Spurs were even undefeated in the month of March, going 16-0. In the first round of the playoffs, they matched up against the Texas rival, the Dallas Mavericks. They would win Game 1, but then proceed to lose Games 2 and 3, going down 2-1 in the series. The Mavs proved they would be no joke as the 8th seed, but they won 49 games this season. In the Western Conference, 49 wins you the 8th seed, which is crazy. It's been a bloodbath, like, forever, since, like, maybe 2000, I think. And then the Spurs would win Game 4, and 5, and it was a really close game, and they lost by 2 in Game 6. And then in Game 7, the Spurs finally woke up and destroyed the Mavs. And then in round 2, they played the Portland Trail Blazers, who were also coming off a series against Houston, and everyone was picking the Blazers to win this series after how bad the Spurs played in the first round. But the Spurs proceeded to blow out the Blazers in the first 3 games, only losing Game 4 before blowing them out in Game 5, to then go match up against the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Western Conference Finals. The Spurs would win 2 straight at home, and then lose. And then Game 6 was the ultimate game that went to overtime, but the Spurs proceeded to win that game as well, going on to the NBA Finals, rematching against LeBron, Bosh, and D-Wade in that Miami Heat team. And you know, people said the Heat were going to 3-peat, this is going to be the Heat's year. The Spurs proceed to blow them out in every game, but let's go game by game. Game 1, the AC wins out. This is the infamous game where LeBron cramps up and starts crying like a baby. and I can't get that image out of my head because I thought that was weird why he was cramping up, because all the other players on the Spurs said that this is like normal, like temperature that where they used to play, and they proceed to win game one. They lost game two, despite having Tim Duncan having a lot of rebounds. And in game three, they blow out the Heat. Kawhi drops 29 in this game, takes the series 2-1. Game four, same story. Kawhi drops 20 and got 14 rebounds. And then they blew him out in game five, too. The Spurs finished their revenge tour for championship. Kawhi won Finals MVP and basically solidified his star status in the NBA. This was a deep team and one of the best teams to ever win a championship, in my opinion. And I know I'm biased because I'm a Spurs fan, but this was a really, really great team. Like, all the role players, all the things that they went through to even get there, the beautiful basketball, going against the Heat again and getting revenge was the best thing to do. And I didn't get to watch any of these games in this series. I was at Disney World when this happened, but it was even better because I was in Florida for all the Heat fans. And seeing them sad at Disney, while me and my family that all are Spurs fans were happy, was a wonderful sight to see. Because I don't know if y'all didn't know this, but I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, and neither is anybody in my family. And it was just funny seeing them be upset. And I like to finish this by saying this is the best team ever, in my opinion. Like, in any team sport, I think this could be the best team of all time that rarely gets talked about. And we're the Spurs, I know we rarely get talked about until like we draft the generational prospect. But I want to go off by saying I'm excited for this new era of Spurs with Wemby, Fox, and Castle. I hope they bring us another ring, and it's starting to remind me of the 2014 Spurs with the ball movement I saw from this past year. And I'm also recording this after Coach Pop retired, so I hope Coach Pop has a wonderful time being the president of basketball operations. Thank you, Pop. You truly inspired me to become a coach, and I just enjoyed every second of watching basketball coached by you, and getting to see you break that record in person was a surreal feeling. And thank you for everything you've done for the city of San Antonio and this organization. We're gonna miss you so much, Coach, and hope to see that your future with the Spurs is as good as it's been for the past 29 years. And lastly, everyone, Jesus loves you, and I hope that all of y'all have a great day and stay blessed.